Good morning. Morning, good afternoon. Hello, everyone. Don't know if we're actually live right now. Numbers look okay on this end, but I'm not trusting them too much these days. But we're back. Got a lot to do in the hinterlands. Yesterday was a good start, playing Dragon Age Inquisition. I don't like this new modem my ISP gave me. Had small numbers of drop frames consistently throughout the streams since. Hey, Crash, good morning. See it just fine. Thank you. Thank you for saying so. It may just be me here only. Yeah, private stream for you, man. Private stream. I got a message from Lamia. She's getting a buffer wheel. The, God, I don't know. I don't want to talk about my ISP or any of that. I did put a command line setting in the game out there. Apparently the cutscenes are all frame locked at 30 frames per second. That might have been part of why it looked so weird yesterday compared to the rest of the gameplay. There's a way to force that. If we walk up on this mob, we're going to get into conversation and then probably end up in Royeaux before you know it. Gudrum, good morning. Good morning. Quick look at the journal and the map and things. We've been picking up quite a bit of stuff to do that needs to be done at some point. Hey, C-Star, what's up? Kim, what's up, Kim? Welcome, everyone. Royeaux doesn't force us to move away from the hinterlands, so I think I might let us go there, see what's up, come back, and continue in the hinterlands. We're going to spend a lot of today still in the hinterlands, though we might branch out into some other areas, go recruit some other party members. We'll see what happens. Wildhood, welcome. How are you doing? Anyone who's out there, just getting here lurking. Cheers. Coffee, coffee, coffee. There'll be more stuff in special shipments. I thought we already picked that up. I'm gonna run back to the special shipments chest. KIG, it's all good. I've been super busy with college. I hope it's going well. Getting things done, it's worth it. Not the kind of stuff you want to blow off to watch some games. Well, maybe it's something you want to do, but you shouldn't. Gotta keep priorities on top. So, that was just a trolley marker. Come check your special shipments chest, because there's nothing in there. Let's see what's in the box. Nothing! While we're here, we picked up a lot of gear yesterday. Most of it's gonna go, needs to be sold. Need to figure out what we can actually use. Well, it's all very much started the game. We're past the prologue, but hinterlands. But I'm not dressed for that. Shorts and a t-shirt. You'll be fine. Snow will hardly touch ya. What's up, Hazcat? Armors, yeah, just I guess we could do that, but can't put her in armor that looks too weird. Just can't do it. So she's gonna have to get by on whatever she's got until we get something that looks proper. I'm all for body paint. It just didn't look right on her. Suddenly I don't feel like equipping everyone. Looking at all this armor I can't wear. Kidding. Strange as it looks on her, Cassandra's already wearing pretty good armor, DLC armor. Anything else? Full levels. He doesn't have yet. Yeah, let's just do accessories. We picked up a lot of rings. Maybe there's a couple rings that could be worn. Sunder. Sunder when hit. 5% Sunder when hit. Thing for a mage. This tiny bits of resist. Life ward heal. Boy, how uninspiring. Throwing blades. I don't have throwing blades. I don't think Varric does yet. We either sell it or we just equip it to hold on to it for now. And equip that just so get it out of the way. Likewise, get it out of the way. Not proper gearing. I don't want to clear up some stuff in my inventory and then sell the rest. Then attack groovy. Cassandra is the one who might actually be able to use some of this stuff. I double check what skills she's got or we're going to pick up today. Payback. She does have Payback Strike. What is she currently wearing? Shield Bash. We picked up Shield Bash, and Payback Strike. Two things she actually has and is using already. All the rest of that stuff for now. Belt of Sunder, she can wear that. Rest. Hey, Densa, what's happening? You're a big fan of the outfit I put on Solus, huh? We'll get more of all those things. What used to be called junk is now called valuables. Ah, see what they did there? Not junk anymore.
Your kind killed the most holy.
Lies. Your kind let her die.
Shut your mouth, mage!
Enough!
Knight Captain.
That is not my title. We are not Templars any longer. We are all part of the Inquisition.
And what does that mean, exactly?
Back already, Chancellor. Haven't you done enough?
I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Of course you are. Back to your duties, all of you.
Cullen's trying to fix things, huh? The threat remains. We've acquired enough power and influence to go to Royeaux. We don't have to go there right now. What do you think? Either way, we're going to be coming back to the hinterlands with a lot more to do there. Not only what you see here, but other things we haven't even crossed paths with yet. Lots of stuff to do, though, in the hinterlands. Before we get anywhere near the Fallow Mire, Forbidden Oasis, Storm Coast, other places that will show up. We have a few odds and ends pointing to those places, but we can't go there yet. After the trip to Royeaux, maybe it's just Royeaux and the hinterlands that will be open. But we'll very quickly start accumulating power and influence and have options to go other places. Diverse games. Hey again, how are you doing? So, should I even go to the war table? I was going to come back here to the war table so that we could complete watchtowers in the farms operation. Let's see if we can go to the war table and do that without going to Royeaux yet. I'm really not in any rush. One thing going to Royeaux now will open up is some recruitment missions for Sarah, possibly Iron Bowl. I mean, we want to do that. We don't want to wait too long on it.
There was no word for heaven or for earth, for sea or sky. All that existed was silence. Then the voice of the Maker rang out, the first word, and his word became all that might be.
I'm not sure if Lamia's seeing the stream right now. She sent me a message. She was getting a buffer wheel.
Yes. Thank you for your help. Tell me, are you...
The Inquisition cannot remain, Ambassador, if you can't prove it was founded on Justinia's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to the brave soul who risked her life to slow the magic of the breach. Sir Trevelyan, may I present the Marquis d'Aurelion, one of Divine Justinia's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven. House d'Aurelion lent Justinia these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
Really hard to take you seriously in that silly mask.
This is the first I've heard of Haven having an owner outside the Chantry.
My wife, Lady Machin of Denerim, has claimed to Haven by ancient treaty with the monarchs of Ferelden. We were honored to lend its use to Divine Justinia. She was a woman of supreme merit. I will not let an upstart order remain on her holy grounds.
Interesting, considering the Inquisition was begun by the left and right hands of the Divine.
I've seen no written records from Sister Liliana or Seeker Pentacus that Justinia approved the Inquisition.
If you won't take her at her word, I'm afraid Seeker Pentagast must challenge him to a duel.
What?
It is a matter of honor among the Navarrans. Shall I arrange the bout for tonight?
No. Perhaps my reaction to the Inquisition's presence was somewhat hasty.
We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances to the benefit of all, no matter how strange they might seem.
I'll think on it, Lady Montillier. The Inquisition might stay in...
Message coming in. Patching it through.
KG. How are things going? Thank you for the host. Is your machine holding up?
Do the d'Aurelions actually have a claim on this place?
His Grace's position is not so strong as he presents it. Despite their Ferelden relations, the d'Aurelions are Orlesian. If the Marquis wishes to claim Haven, Empress Selene must negotiate with the Ferelden on his behalf. Her current concerns are a bit larger than minor property disputes.
His Grace was all bluster then.
Even should he leave, the Marquis will share his thoughts on us upon his return to Royeaux. Every guest we receive, and we will receive them, will spread the Inquisition's story. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible.
So who's a fan of Josie? Not a big fan. More a fan of Josie and the Pussycats. I mean, so much, it's all pomp and, Val Royeaux, come on. The whole scene, not the first scene in Val Royeaux we'll get to before too long, but later on, the ball, all of it. There's some very cool stuff in Val Royeaux. Take themselves so seriously. Anyways, not a big fan of Josie.
What brought you to work for the Inquisition?
Or the Orlesians.
Sister Liliana approached me. We've been acquainted for quite some time.
Their fancy
For better
clothes
or
and...
worse, being the Inquisition's diplomat has become as interesting as she promised.
Whole hoity-toity country.
What sort of dealings have you had with nobility?
For some years, I was the royally appointed court ambassador from Antiva to Orlais. The nobility of Thedas is a rather singular sphere. Those I'm not acquainted with, I know through reputation.
If every noble wandering by is as stubborn as the Marquis, what good is talking to them?
Every kingdom is subject to its lords. The Inquisition will require their goodwill to survive. But please excuse me. I've much work to do before the day is done.
You're the Herald. Or, well, the one they're calling the Herald, anyway. I hope the Inquisition can restore order soon. I never really wanted to leave the Circle. My name is Maeve. I research demons and other creatures. Seeker Pentagast and I use what I find to help the soldiers fight them.
I found something the demons left behind. Can you use it?
Yes, that's very helpful. Just leave it there and the Tranquil and I will examine it. We will study that. You've brought back some fascinating things. We're putting them to good use.
You said you were a mage?
No, just an apprentice. I was never very good at magic. I've got just enough talent to be a danger to other people. But when the mages rebelled, people like me had nowhere to go. The Templars would have killed us. Luckily, Seeker Pentagast took me in, along with the Tranquil I was protecting.
I'm surprised that even an apprentice mage wouldn't join the rebellion.
I don't like using magic to fight. I'm not good at it either. I liked studying. I liked performing rituals that helped us unlock the secrets of the Veil. I liked having the Templars around to keep us safe.
Apparently she doesn't like having much light in her room because you can't see her at all. I don't trust mages.
Most Circle mages I've met have a different opinion of the Templars.
They have not lived my life. I was born into a Dalish clan. I lived there until my magic manifested. The Dalish cannot risk having too many mages in one clan. And I was one more than they could bear. They gave me a pack and sent me into the woods to find my own life. I was 7 years old.
I'm so sorry.
I stumbled into a village, starving and cold a few weeks later. I started using magic to scare predators away. The villagers saw me make fire in my fist. They were terrified and wanted to kill me. Templars saved me from them. They gave me food and clothes and took me to the Circle. I've seen what life is like without the Templars, and I want no part of it. I just want to study.
You said that you were keeping some of the Tranquil safe?
Yes. The mages took some of them when my Circle rebelled, but the rest were forgotten. Most Circle mages look down on the Tranquil, or try to pretend they don't exist. They don't have any emotions. They can barely take care of themselves, can't defend themselves at all. It's a shame. I like them better than most people.
I'm glad they have someone who cares about them.
They deserve better. They're polite, they're rational, and they'll never get angry at you. When they study, they have a focus no normal person could ever match. But the Templars, even some of the mages, mistreated them just because they could. The Tranquil never fought back. If not for that, I don't know. Doesn't really matter now.
You already asked her about her creature research.
You said Cassandra has you researching creatures.
Yes. If you find anything interesting in your travels, I'd appreciate you bringing it to me. I may be able to find some weakness our soldiers can exploit when fighting various creatures. At the least, some materials are useful for making potions or gear for the Inquisition.
Why did you decide to research dangerous creatures?
I like the outdoors. The idea of the outdoors, anyway. When some monster is coming at you, glowing eyes and burning claws, it's terrifying. But once you know how it works, you can deal with it. It's just another part of the world. So much of this world is only frightening because we don't understand it.
Isn't that the
I'll
truth?
speak with you later.
Thank you again for what you've brought back.
To this world is only frightening because we don't understand it. Go ahead, pull that one out of the game, burn it into your brain, and remind yourself of that every hour of every day. So much of the world is only frightening because we don't understand it. What we do as a reaction to that fear of things we don't understand says a lot about who we are, individually and human beings and representatives of where we are in the world and life. All this world out there, we can't understand all of. Not any one of us. Get True Grit, Jay! We'll go looking at the upgrades we can have, the perks. You now have access to missions. Mission operations take time and bring the Inquisition resources and rewards. Only one mission per advisor can be active at a time. Some missions have a preferred type, which results in less time required when undertaken by the associated advisor. Missions may also provide different rewards depending on which advisor completes them. So, Inquisition perks. We have, we can get one perk. Start at the bottom. History knowledge. Extra XP for each codex entry. If you were trying to level up very quickly, that could help quite a bit.
I will inform you if that changes.
Antivan tailoring. Inventory capacity goes up by 15. We're definitely going to want that at some point. Additional inventory space. Tempered glass flasks. One more potion slot for all party members. That will eventually be very useful too. Combat ability point for the Inquisitor only. Alright, connections. The fine art of persuasion. 50% XP for each codex entry unlocked. Merchants will pay more. Discount on goods. Rah, rah, rah. This stuff is pretty boring to me. Buying, selling, blah, 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 barter your way. I don't want to hear about it. I hate haggling and bartering and buying and selling and just go away with all that stuff. Arcane knowledge. Again, more XP for certain types of codex entries. 10% chance to receive extra herbs with each harvest. Grants a significant increase to the discovery range of the searching action. Now that's a big one. There's also a mod to do the same thing, but there it is in the game. And studies. All rogues in the party can open masterwork locks. Deft hands, fine tools. We already saw one of those locks yesterday at the farm. And we cannot open it yet. That perk. 4 points needed in the category. We'll have to buy into some stuff we don't necessarily need before we can unlock that. Tier 1 herbs, herbs, herbs. Yeah, herbs are great. Underworld knowledge. This is what KG was talking about. We have to capture a keep, though, before we can get True Grit. All party members gain a 10% increase to all defenses. 10% may not sound like a lot, but on Nightmare, everything counts a whole lot. So 10% is good. Experience earned from killing foes. Useless remark, just saying. Says the guy with the shitty name. Sorry, not in the mood. But I'm not sure what I want to pick up. I'm not sure I want to spend on these perks right now. I might save the point. Eagle-eyed. Might just pick that up now. Might just pick that up now. We need to work on a few points towards deft hands, fine tools, so we'll get eagle-eyed for now. Oh, good. KG. We'll capture a keep at some point, probably today. And I don't think we're going to do anything on the board now except start the watchtower building. Bog Unicorn. Some of these just, you just get things. Do them and you just get things. Bog Unicorn is actually one of the mounts we can get. Get it. We have received an offer of assistance. Bog Unicorn requires time 0. So if you want the Bog Unicorn, you just assign someone, you get it, and move on. Josie, go get me a Bog Unicorn. The creature has arrived. It's just as unnerving as expected. Rescue soldiers, gather coin, scout the hinterlands we've done, build watchtowers is what we're here for. Scout the storm coast. Baron of High Ever. Nobleman's concerns. Hard in Hightown. All of Varric's hard in Hightown stuff is good. I wanted to build a watchtower so we can wrap up on the farmlands in the hinterlands. Liliana's blocked off from this. Requires 1 hour, if Liliana could do it. 48 minutes, if Cullen does it. Josephine, 1 hour. Slight advantage to have Cullen do it. Refugees in the hinterlands face threats from bandits, demons, apostate mages, and Templar deserters. Building watchtowers in the area will help Inquisition forces ensure the safety of refugees and farmers. The appropriate building sites have already been marked.
All right.
So that's real time. We won't actually have those watchtowers done for close to an hour. And that is why a lot of people will go and mod the game, because all of these war table missions take real time. A few of them are at 0, but most of them take an hour. You want whatever coin comes out of this, you use one of your advisors, assign them to the task, then they're unavailable for a real hour. Deal with relatives of the Trevelyan's. So who's a big fan of the war table? You could probably get into a lot of this stuff. The larger machinations of the world. It is true. Distant relations of the House Trevelyan are claiming close friendship with the Herald of Andraste. A boast is one matter, but the boundaries of tact and decency appear to be invisible to these mountebanks. During a ball in the South Quarter, I witnessed a cousin 5 times removed from Lady Trevelyan threaten to have the Inquisition fight his rival. Quickly left the party after I made my connection with the Inquisition clear, but the problem stands. Must deal with the Herald's relatives, taking her name in vain. Scouting missions are immediate. I think they are. Immediate, but we're not planning to go to any of these other places. We might scout them, open them up, but we're not actually planning to go there yet. I've got so much to do in the hinterlands. KG, you don't use the mod, you like the real-time thing, gives you time to explore. KIG. Ones that bog you off are the ones that last 20 plus hours. Yes, there are ones that last 20 plus hours. I just went with it too, Dunce. I just kind of roll with it, but some of them do get very tedious. Art in Hightown 3. Why does it say 3? Shouldn't there be a 1 and a 2? Ruffles, I need a favor. Actually, let's call it a loan, since I'll pay it back. Got a letter from my editor in Kirkwall today. She tells me that Hard in Hightown 3, the repuncheoning, appeared in print from an Antivan printer a couple weeks ago. I'll give you a moment to contemplate the horror that is that title. I had my contacts in the Merchants Guild look for the author a couple years back. Best they could find out after spending a couple hundred gold was that Pyrrol Belenforth is a pen name. I could have told them that for free. You've got contacts with the Antivan print houses. Maybe you could find out more than the guild. Entropic! Greetings, brother. How are you doing?
Let's see what we have.
Let's knock off a couple of these that are just really short. What do we have that's short? We may as well do the scouting if it's free. Got 13 power. I'm not worried about spending too much, so we can't get to Val Royeaux if and when we need to. Scout. Storm Coast. Lieutenant Harding led a small complement of soldiers to the Storm Coast region to investigate reports of Grey Warden activity. She sent word that her party had established a camp near the shore, but we have received nothing further. At this time, the status of Harding and her mission remains unknown. Not now. Venture forth quite yet. Black Emporium. This, in Dragon Age 2, it was a DLC shop, which included a mirror where you could change your appearance, and some other things. Similar here. I think it's there for everyone, right? Stock game at the Black Emporium, didn't it, in this case? John the Antiquarian must spend his days composing melodramatic invitations to his establishment. I imagine being stuck in a chair for centuries leaves one somewhat lacking for entertainment. The ship has been secured. Be wary of what you find in the Black Emporium, Inquisitor. I've heard many frightful tales. Hey, Prestige, what's up? Yeah, KG, I'm still on the fence about it. I think it's, I'm not sure what I'd want to change it to, though. Would I just want to soften up the red or what? But I'll mess with it at some point. We'll go take a look. Birds of every. One of these very brief. 20 minutes. Sure, go for it. Harold, your Inquisition says it's for order against chaos, reason in darkness. Oh, forget the Inquisition. You stand by this, come forth and drive the heretics from my lands. They claim to be refugees, but I have seen elves and apostates among them. Filthy savages tearing at our roots. Our monarch refuses to send forth armies, and my own knights were decimated at the conclave. I require your aid to return peace to my lands. Prove your loyalty, and I will see you richly rewarded for your faith. Lord Kildarn of Ferelden.
Let us begin.
Alright, everybody's out on a mission. We still have the power necessary to go to Val Royeaux if we wanted. There it is, marked there. Address the Chantry in Val Royeaux. Investigate the shards. We won't really be spending the shards to open the doors that the shards unlock for a while, but... Sister Liliana, the shards acquired by the Herald of Andraste are unlike anything I've encountered. Though ancient in origin, few have been recovered before now. The breach must have disrupted whatever ancient magic was concealing them from view. Hey, Misery. Good afternoon. How you doing? I have heard of one scroll that mentions the shards. It belonged to the Circle Tower in Markham. However, after the circles fell, the Sorrel family seized many of the valuables as compensation for donations made after their mage son was taken there. They intend to sell the scroll, along with everything else, at private auction. Enter renowned. Sister Liliana, with thanks to our Lady Ambassador, I was able to study the scroll. The reference is vague, but it implies a connection to a temple, possibly Elven. I followed the lead and believe one such temple stands in an oasis in the western approach. As to what may lie within, I cannot say. Reports of the place are cut off, or of pages missing. I have yet to find a reliable first-hand account. Perhaps our soldiers can provide a better one. Wildhood, you're switching back to Xbox? Going back to Silent Watcher? All good. Lurk on, lurk on. KG, what is that? Would love to see Jay deal with it. What are we talking about? Should I take a quick trip to Royeaux? What do you think? It's not really a long trip. It's not a very long trip at all. We kind of go there, unlock some things, and we can come back. Deep Roads, DLC, on Nightmare. You think so, KG? Even though we have so much, I know we're coming right back to the hinterlands to deal with business. You think so? Then it's out of the way. Fair enough. Hey, Steph. Welcome, welcome. Didn't you already see that, though, Densa? Be a while before we get back there. The remaining Chantry clerics have declared the Inquisition heretical. Attempts to gather allies against the breach have been rebuffed, and at this moment, we could not step foot into the capital without being attacked by a mob or arrested. We must convince the Chantry to permit us entry into the city so we can show them the Herald of Andraste is not the monster they believe. Recommended levels 4 to 7.
Having the Herald address the clerics is not a terrible idea.
You can't be serious.
Mother Giselle isn't wrong. At the moment, the Chantry's only strength is that they are united in opinion.
And we should ignore the danger to the Herald.
Let's ask her.
Ah! Anyone else get the email this morning or just now from the Gwent team at CDPR? Email says, the email subject is, kill the servers, stress test for Gwent. Huh. I wonder, are they, I'm not opening the email right now, I just saw the pop-up. Maybe someone else who got the email can say what's up. Are they doing a Gwent beta stress test, like this weekend or something? What's going on? Let's ask her. This is a terrible plan.
You want me to walk into a pit of vipers and you ask me that?
They're not vipers just because they like to hiss.
I will go with her. Mother Giselle said she could provide us names. Use them.
But why? This is nothing but a...
What choice do we have, Liliana? Right now, we can't approach anyone for help with the breach. Use what influence we have to call the clerics together. Once they are ready, we will see this through.
Remaining Chantry clerics have declared the Inquisition heretical. All right, we just read that. It's just showing it again here. Okay, on we go. Royeaux.
The city still mourns.
I don't know if you noticed, but the cutscenes are going to play better today. They were frame locked at 30 and stuttering.
Just a guess, Seeker, but I think they all know who we are.
Forcing that to 60 seems to be helping.
Never failed to impress me, Varric.
My Lady Herald.
You're one of Leliana's people. What have you found?
The Chantry Mothers await you, but so do a great many Templars.
There are Templars here?
People seem to think the Templars will protect them from the Inquisition. They're gathering on the other side of the market. I think that's where the Templars intend to meet you.
Only one thing to do, then. They wish to protect the people? From us?
Just look at what you're wearing. You two are scary as hell.
Return to Haven. Someone will need to inform them if we are delayed.
As you say, my lady.
A lot of plaques. As we head in towards Royeaux, I'm going to stop and check out the plaques on these statues. All the things you walked by on your way in. Matharath's blood guilt. Beneath, scratched by a vandal, and his head suddenly weighs too much. Same statues on each side. Some of them. Some of them are the same. The avenue of her reflective thought, inscribed upon a plaque. Our Lady and the actors of her rise and fall. Her message and visage are worth repeating. Afarath's remorse, beneath scratched by a vandal. At meeting a low doorframe. Maybe he's a stormtrooper. Afarath's penitence, beneath scratched by a vandal, and unrelated headache. Mafarath's regret about his unfortunate hair. Alright. Vandals here, really clever. Avenue is inspirational, but wise travelers do not linger in their respects, not just because the bazaar awaits, but because the area before the back-turned statues is treacherous. Local legend has it that the child Empress Amy abused the opportunity of religious repose to relieve herself beneath the gate of Our Lady. Unable to discipline the toddling leader, her attendants instead chastised the statues and had them turned in supposed embarrassment. True or not, foolish youths dare each other to soil the spot in similar fashion, and a place of otherwise reverent thought always carries a faint odor about it. Hey Claire, how you doing? Justice, have a good lurk as you get back to work. In we go. There are a number of codex entries around the center of the courtyard here. We won't actually get to them all before we get cutscened into something a little bit more. See if I can approach and read a few of them before it triggers. It's when I go around to the other side. First line of Orlais. Respect to Emperor Alphonse Valmont. The Lines of Orlais, a repeating element dedicated to the great defenders otherwise noted. It is rumored that one is gold, one is bronze, and weighted with poison, one is chocolate, and one is watching. As the saying goes, dare we all a thief to test his back and learn which is the most dangerous to try, deny, or lay. In truth, all are lead and leaf. Don't pretend to ride them too long, lest the mind give way. Grace of the Empire, North. Notice reads, this display reserved for discourse political with attending professors of social matters from the University of Orlais. Note that all vendors of loftable groceries will be closed in the hour beforehand and for 1 half after. Really fascinating, Matt. Grace of the Empire, East. Welcome all before the grace of the Empire. Stage and audience for the use of all. For theater and business, for partnership and proposal. Be seen. Notice below reads, this display reserved for songs traditional by Lord Bramford and his players. Cancelled. Yeah, when we get better armor, I have no intention of going through the game with the revealing DLC armor on just for the sake of it. The only one I had before picked up the Game of the Year edition for this playthrough. I played on PlayStation without any of it. Was this one. And I also can't handle wearing this one. It's too flashy. Here you are, a noob character wearing gold plating and all this ornament. I don't like all the ornamentals so much. I like skin. I'm not big on ornamentals. So, I don't know. It's good armor. It's the best armor we've got right now for Solus and for Cassandra.
Stand wary, guardsman. The Inquisition is here, along with the Herald of
Fourth Lion of Orlais, in respect to Duke Stefan of Valmontagne. Are we gonna get cutscened here? Grace of the Empire South, reserved for his strangeness, Sir Sound, and his static puppets behind the glass.
Good people of Val Royeaux, hear me. Together, we mourn our divine. A naive and beautiful heart, silenced by treachery. You wonder what will become of her murderer. Well, wonder no more. Behold, the so-called Herald of Andraste, claiming to rise where our beloved fell. We say this is a false prophet. No servant of anything beyond her selfish greed.
You say I am the enemy. The breach in the sky is our true enemy. We must unite to stop it.
It's true. The Inquisition seeks only to end this madness before it is too late.
It is already too late. The Templars have returned to the Chantry. They will face this Inquisition, and the people will be safe once more.
Oh, Lord.
Still yourself. She is beneath us.
That is so twisted. Jeez.
What's the meaning of this?
Her claim to authority is an insult, much like your own.
Someone punch him?
Lord Seeker Lucius, it's imperative that we speak with...
You will not address me.
Just cut you down.
Lord Seeker?
Creating a heretical movement. Raising up a puppet as Andraste's prophet. You should be ashamed.
Opposed to you who walks up and
all be
punches a Reverend Mother.
The Templars failed no one when they left the Chantry to purge the mages. You are the ones who have failed. You who'd leash our righteous swords with doubt and fear. If you came to appeal to the Chantry, you are too late. The only destiny here that demands respect is mine.
Oh, you're not a walking stereotype or anything, are you?
Templars, one of your own commands the Inquisition's forces. Join us as he did.
A staunch and loyal member of the Order. So loyal, he abandoned them for a false herald.
But Lord Seeker, what if she really was sent by the Maker? What if...
You are called to a higher purpose. Do not question.
Yeah, how dare you think for yourself?
I will make the Templar Order a power that stands alone against the Void. We deserve recognition. Independence. You have shown me nothing, and the Inquisition, less than nothing. Templars, Val Royeaux is unworthy of our protection. We march.
Yeah, hopefully you just keep marching. Pick a direction and go. Don't stop, just go.
Charming fellow, isn't he?
Has Lord Seeker Lucius gone mad?
Do you know him very well?
He took over the Seekers of Truth 2 years ago, after Lord Seeker Lambert's death. He was always a decent man. Never given to ambition and grandstanding. This is very bizarre.
Fortunately, the Templars aren't our only hope.
I wouldn't write them off so quickly. There must be those in the Order who see what he's become. Either way, we should first return to Haven and inform the others.
Alright, that's what we came to Royeaux for. Now we can go back and continue other things, or hang out and explore Royeaux a bit. How much I want to hang around in Royeaux right now. I kind of want to get back to the hinterlands, get into some fighting, leveling up, get some gear. Getting into the groove. Royeaux doesn't help with the groove. Yes, that's the plan.
We're going to give it a try, at least.
No one is doing anything. The Chantry is useless, and the Templars... Andraste. I never thought they'd abandon us. Listen. Your camp will need food. I have contacts. We'll have deliveries there in days.
You want to help the Inquisition?
Never been part of something this big before, but if your Inquisition's going to seal the sky, I want to help.
What do you think, Cassandra?
I think the woman is asking you and not me.
And I am asking you for an opinion.
Yes, I understand. Haven is a mess, but we won't turn away anyone willing to help. Invite her, if it pleases you.
Red, how you been? Welcome.
Head to Haven, then. We need good people.
I don't know if I'm that.
Hope you're doing really well.
It will be nice to
Haven't seen you in a while.
Thank you.
Champions of the just.
Ever since our divine was murdered.
What's that? An arrow with a message?
Who will fetch their Templars back, I wonder?
Oh. Favors for friends. Messages attached, written in large flowing hand and bordered with doodles. People say you're special. I want to help. And I can bring everyone. There's a baddie in Royeaux. I hear he wants to hurt you. Have a search for the red things in the market, the docks, and round the cafe. Maybe you'll meet him first. Bring swords. Friends of Red Jenny. A poor drawing of the locations in the market is attached. The market, the docks, round the cafe. It is rather tempting to get involved with that, or the Royeaux fast travel points. Some areas have multiple levels. As here. Friend of Red Jenny. Search the upper market. So we can start popping around Royeaux and pick up these red markings. But we could also just come back to it. I'm a little torn. Ow. Let's gather up a few of these things. AG, you got pizza? Nice. Longing in the upper court. Torn page from an unsigned diary. My weakness bids me not by chance to gaze upon the upper court where shadows of our final dance and wishes of my heart I guess that was... Do you see, actually? You can see it down there. Right there. There. How the heck do we get back down there? Wrong level. Searching the cafe. That says search the upper market. It's not on either of these levels exactly. Ah, it'll come back. Find our way there. A Masque du Lion. Masque du Lion. That everything in Royeaux has this sort of obviously rooted French. I don't know, I think it's a little overdone. Does it seem overdone to anyone? The Legion accents. It's like it's too much. I love a good French accent, and yet somehow in the game it overwhelms me a little bit. It's just too much. We cheered when honored was her might, but many more deserve a thought. For though she was the first a knight, her kin and kind have always fought.
It's true. We should look around.
Yes, we should look around for Red Handkerchief. Favors for friends. A different simple script on the back of a stable report marked with red paint. Thank you, friends, for helping good Lady Karis. Saw those who asked about Harold enter third passage. Did not stay to see them exit. Very just jumped up on someone's table. Awesome, thank you, Densa, for the extra translation from Rid. Wishes happy streaming. Said he'd hop on the stream in a few days. Densa, thank you. Rid, I don't know if you're still here, but it's good to see you. You're taking off, Poka. We'll see you later. Mafarath and the Sacrifice. I'm gonna try not to let my voice burn out today. It was really running ragged yesterday by the end. I was on the verge of losing it. We've got 8 hours today, and I don't want to lose my voice, so I'm gonna rest up for the 24-hour stream on Friday. This merchant is familiar, but I can't remember why. It's been too long.
Inquisition,
Deal with this merchant.
I'll sell, but if the Chantry censures you, I'm not liable. No offense, but I have to live here, and Val Royeaux can be traditional.
All right, then. Sell. Have rare schematics? What's, this guy important? Recipe. Schematics. Are one or more of these schematics or recipes rare? Might be worth picking up recipes and schematics so we can make some things as upgrades. If we're not looting stuff that we want for upgrades, we could make some stuff as upgrades. Guess we're exploring a little more of Val Royeaux after all.
I have detected a signal embedded in the static.
Classical Gaming 32. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Welcome aboard. I've been getting really confused by some of the follows in the past couple days that look really familiar. I don't know if people are refollowing. Did Twitch's glitch that showed nobody following any channels at all throw people off? Summer home of Messer Gloves. Why didn't the bot respond to that in chat? So many things I don't understand. But Classical Gaming, I think you've been here before. So welcome or welcome back. A seasonal home for the childhood pet of the twin sons of Empress Yvette. The nature of Messer Gloves remains unknown, save that he was a gift from a Ravani ambassador, and he was eventually released to the sea after taking the hand of a sluggish page. Oh yeah, Densa, lots of things. I think I'm the weak link here. I think I've just been thrown off. Sometimes I see names of people hanging out for a while. And, you know, just get presumptuous, which I don't mean to do. La Pomme vie et morte. The apples nearest the cafe are said to change their taste depending on whether one is walking toward or away from the gallows. And of course they do, for taste is subject to the whims of the heart, and no meal is favored after tears. But dare it anyway, for none know the taste of joy, such as we who do not shy from experience. Alright, I want to get the other Red Jenny bits. Who doesn't like Red Jenny's bits? Search by the dock. Okay, by the dock.
They left us.
Could also stop and talk to the Reverend Mother, who got punched.
Liars.
One of the biggest dicks in the Templar Order. I mean, seriously, I don't like Mother Havara either. But he just walked right up and decked her.
This victory must please you greatly, Seeker Cassandra.
We
Hi.
came here seeking only to speak with the mothers. This is not our doing, but yours.
And you had no part in forcing our hand? Do not delude yourself. Now we have been shown up by our own Templars, in front of everyone. And my fellow clerics have scattered to the wind along with their convictions. Just tell me one thing. If you do not believe you are the Maker's chosen, then what are you?
A victim of circumstance, nothing more.
That is more comforting than you might imagine. I suppose it is out of our hands now. We shall all see what the Maker plans in the days to come.
Indeed. What do you think?
You're obviously skeptical. What do you believe I am?
Our divine, Her Holiness is dead. I have seen evidence for everything, except what would comfort me.
That doesn't answer my question.
For you to be true, a great many things must be false. And if you are false, a great many things must have failed. There is chaos ahead, whatever your intentions.
Where is the Lord Seeker taking the Templars?
I can't begin to guess the Lord Seeker's mind. He could not have abandoned his intended role more completely.
There must be sense to what we can't see.
Must there? Rebellion seems popular in certain quarters, doesn't it, Seeker? Is crafting the Templars into a new power really any worse than declaring a rival to the Chantry itself?
What were you hoping the Lord Seeker would do exactly?
Put aside his war against the mages and find common purpose against something much more dire. Obviously, he has other plans. With the knights vigilant slain at the Conclave, there is nothing more we can do.
Perhaps there is something we can do.
I'd like to believe that, Seeker. I truly would. I suppose we can expect renewed effort against the mages from him, and yet more chaos.
There's always more chaos.
How many Templars turned on the Chantry exactly?
They rebelled across Thedas. Some remained loyal, but not enough to call them the Order. The White Spire here in the capital was the largest garrison, but now it stands empty. Perhaps more shall flock to the Lord Seeker's banner now. How far has faith waned, I wonder?
How are people responding to all of this?
Despair. Fear. We mourn Her Holiness. The people look to the sky and wonder how long before terror comes for us all. There must be a way through this. Is it you? The Templars? The Maker's will? We abandoned our duties. We servants of the faith. Now we can only pray.
So what happens now? Will the Chantry continue to denounce me?
We have already done so. And what good has it done us? Now it falls on us to select a new divine, if we can. and leave the next step to her.
Provided such a selection is even possible.
I truly don't know. Any revered mother who could have followed Justinia died at the Conclave. What becomes of us, and your Inquisition, is in the Maker's hands now.
It's not too late. The Chantry could still help us and come out on top.
If only that were true.
What's to stop you from trying?
We are not looking for a winning horse. We are simply trying to do the right thing.
Well, just trying to do the right thing. Difficult time for those who have lost. Am I crazy, or is Inquisition, much as some of us love lore, is it more heavily laden with long pieces of lore than the previous ones? I just don't remember finding quite as much with every turn of the head. I understand concerns for propriety and the general dressing of the bazaar. I must caution that release is needed. We are suffering not just ongoing civil conflict pitting brother against sister, not just outright war pitting Templar against mage, not just the loss of our most holy and the best of our leaders. We are suffering all three as the sky is wounded for all to see. And we know of our world, all we know of our world is threatened, along with all we know of the next. With this most grave notation, I ask that the writs of losses and missing remain, that the citizens, however indirectly, be allowed to post their griefs of known dead and the names of hopefully living, and with them, their criticisms of how they have been told or not told. While I have no doubt that we as Orlesians will maintain our utmost composure, there must be release, there must be grief, there must be mourning. If not, we do not allow this simple expression, we risk a greater outburst. Let our people shed their tears, and as reserved a means as necessary. The market will be cleared in due course, but this day, this time, we must let this simple expression stand. Yeah, I'm so torn, because I want to get all the lore, and I like reading stuff, but the volume of it is overwhelming. Stopping to read everything means in an 8-hour stream we will spend 3 to 4 hours reading, which means I won't have a voice at the end or for the following day, which means I have to be selective and pick things to not read. I have to pick up something and skim it and go, oh, that looks long and not exceptional. Maybe I'm wrong, but skip it. And I have to keep doing that. There is so much of it. So much. Favors for friends. Red handkerchief folded around a key with a small hasty scrawl. Key lifted from drunk, swearing about Harold. Didn't know what door. Don't know what door. I'm out. My debt is paid. Reservoir stocking evaluation. Tremors, floating, taste is off, waterbirds die off. Restocking failed, fish not fit, do not consume. Don't even be stuck there. Alright, thank you. Respect to Duke Yvonne. Alright, let's see if we can find the last of the 3 red handkerchiefs here. Help me out on what I didn't get to. When I go up a level, it looks like it's right here, but when I go to this marker, it's down a level. Maybe I was closer than I thought, and I just need to find some stairs down from here. You know what? There they are. They're like right here. Another set. Ah, those were actually on slightly different levels. Must have taken the other fast travel point before and it put me right up there. This is the one I needed. Precisely. Scrap of parchment, hastily torn from an ornate document, stuffed into its hiding space with a large red sock. So Chi, that is true, but very inconsistent to, I think, a fault is why I don't do it. Pausing for a moment to let folks scan things and not reading it out loud. produces a varied experience for different people. People who are... Yeah, I mean, first of all, only if you have a big enough screen and good resolution, and how quickly are you forced to read? Do I give you enough time? Do other people read through it very quickly and then start twiddling their thumbs while I sit here in silence waiting for other people to read at a different pace? I mean, you're right. It's just so inconsistent that I worry about what it will produce. You don't know how much time people need to read things, so either I read it or I just move past it or skim it. And people on mobiles won't get to read it at all, and they'll get to hear large sections of silence, and seems more consistent to just read it or not read it. Scrap of parchment. And we are to obey well. We meet at 3 bells to discuss how best to serve the new way. Scrawled below in a misspelled script. Herald go at time. Praise Adrost. Taken together, the message reveal a time, path, and key to a location on the world map. Now have them all. Like, what pace do I scroll through this to make sure everyone has had time to read it if I'm not going to read it? Season of the Four of Foul. As I mentioned yesterday, if you see me pick up a piece of lore, codex entries, something that I choose not to read and move past, and you know it, or it's good, and you want to hear it, or you think it should be shared, just let me know. I'm happy to go back and read some of those. World map has opened up a bit. Friend of Red Jenny. Before we go back to the hinterlands, I'd like to pop in here. Forbidden Oasis. Places we can go to now, but we won't yet because we have a lot more in the hinterlands. I'm not going to finish everything in the hinterlands in one shot, but before we go to any other places, I'd like to do some more of it. Black Emporium's on the map now, too.
If I might have a moment of your time.
Grand Enchanter Fiona?
Leader of the Mage Rebellion. Is it not dangerous for you to be here?
I heard of this gathering, and I wanted to see the fabled Herald of Andraste with my own eyes. If it's help with the breach you seek, perhaps my people are the wiser option.
As opposed to Templar Mr. Punchy Punchy? Yeah, that's an easy choice. You didn't walk up and punch any of the Reverend Mothers on your way in, so you already are just miles ahead.
I'm surprised the leader of the mages wasn't at the conclave.
Yes. You were supposed to be, and yet somehow you avoided death.
As did the Lord Seeker, you'll note. Both of us sent negotiators in our stead in case it was a trap. I won't pretend I'm not glad to live. I lost many dear friends that day. It disgusts me to think the Templars will get away with it. I'm hoping you won't let them.
So you think the Templars are responsible?
Why wouldn't she?
Lucius hardly seems broken up over his losses, if he's concerned about them at all. You heard him. You think he wouldn't happily kill the Divine to turn people against us? So yes, I think he did it. More than I think you did it, at any rate.
The mages weren't willing to talk to the Inquisition before. Why now?
Because now I've seen what you are. And I've seen the Chantry for what it is. Consider this an invitation to Redcliffe. Come, meet with the mages. An alliance could help us both, after all. I hope to see you there. Au revoir, my Lady Herald.
Come, let us return to Haven.
Yeah, she says it was weird. Hidden Oasis was meant for fairly low level, but you never realized that. Never went till much later. A lot of people who are used to being extremely thorough in their explorations and RPGs will spend a dozen hours in the hinterlands. By the time they go to some of these other areas, they will actually have over-leveled, which affects gameplay greatly. So you have a bit of a choice. And if you do more exploring before completing everything in the hinterlands, you come back to the hinterlands and you're over-leveled for that. But there is more than enough content to bring your player up to the levels necessary for the different areas. Yeah, it's easy to get lost in one and then go to another and realize you could have been there days ago. Hey, Alex. How you been?
It's the Inquisition's herald.
Ah.
Well,
Thought
they
about
know
that
who
a
I
little
work
more.
for at least.
I'm trying to pan the camera and switch targets. Like that. Waiting for your new computer. You're excited about that? Is it coming today?
Herald of Andraste, how much did you expend to discover me? It must have weakened the Inquisition immeasurably.
I don't know who you are.
You don't fool me. I'm too important for this to be an accident. My efforts will survive in victories against you elsewhere.
Just say what?
What is this?
Ugh. Squishy one, but you heard me, right? Just say what? Rich tits always try for more than they deserve.
Blah, blah, blah. Obey me. Arrow in my face. So, you followed the notes well enough. Glad to see you're kind of plain, really. All that talk, and then you're just a person.
Yeah, and you got a bad haircut. What do you want?
The important thing is you glow. You're the herald thingy.
Sure, why not? I glow. What's going on?
No idea. I don't know this idiot from Manners. My people just said the Inquisition should look at him.
Your people? Elves?
No. People. Name's Sarah. This is cover. Get round it. For the reinforcements. Don't worry. Someone tipped me their equipment shed. They've got no breaches.
She means it. She means it.
Bunch of nutters.
The fight here is against a bunch of soldiers who literally have no pants. She stole their pants! This is the first reason Sarah is completely awesome. The first thing she does is steal pants from your enemies. Hey, could we, like, keep a target for a few seconds? I'm too used to panning a camera around in games. The idea that this one switches anytime you flick the right analog stick is an ongoing problem. Even if you have a target lock, you flick the stick and it changes targets. If you're used to moving a camera, you're probably gonna switch targets a lot unintentionally. Or if you're not in combat, that's exactly what the analog stick does, is move the camera.
Friends really came through with that tip. No breaches. So, Herald of Andraste. You're a strange one. I'd like to join.
First, you have to make sense. This is Sarah we're talking about. Harold, you better get used to it. She's never gonna make sense.
Could we take a few moments for sense to reassert itself? Who are you people?
I'm not people, but I get what you want. It's like this. I sent you a note to look for hidden stuff by my friends. The Friends of Red Jenny. That's me. Well, I'm one. So is a fence in Montfort, some woman in Kirkwall. There were 3 in Starkhaven, brothers or something. It's just a name, yeah? It lets little people, friends, be part of something while they stick it to nobles they hate. So here, in your face, I'm Sarah. The Friends of Red Jenny are sort of out there. I use them to help you. Plus arrows.
I like those arrows. Yeah, Hazcat, you know me too well. Alex, you still gotta wait till tomorrow, or maybe even Friday. Well, you get to be giddy with excitement until then. So you can provide soldiers then.
The
with
Inquisition
arrows.
is almost an army now. Can you add to it?
Here's how it is. You important people are up here, shoving your cods around. Blah, blah, I'll crush you, I'll crush you. Ooh, crush you. Then you've got generals and oath belchers. And sure, you have soldiers. Like the dead guys protecting that other dead guy. All those helmets, and what gave them up? Some drunk gets a key lifted because someone else is pissed about bills. So no,
Are you getting
I'm not
all this?
Captain Swordface or Marchy. But if you don't listen down here too, you risk your breeches. Like those guards, I stole their... Look, do you need people or not? I want to get everything back to normal. Like you.
Sarah's one of my favorite characters, but she's very hard to follow. So if you don't understand what she's saying sometimes, you're not alone. She is always saying something. It's buried in there. Sometimes it's hard to pick out.
Back there, you wanted to know if I glowed. Why?
That's what you do, innit? You walked out of somewhere, and now you glow. Andraste's herald. True or not, it seemed like the easiest way to know it was you.
True or not?
Well, that's what they say and all. Look, don't get ahead, yeah? I want to help this... whatever it is. Inquisition.
So who are your friends of Red Jenny? You must know them.
It's not hard to understand if you're not trying to waste your day on it. Someone little always hates someone big. And unless you don't eat, sleep, or piss, you're never far from someone little. Doesn't always work out, but a lot of people hated this guy. Someone got a laugh, someone got even, someone got paid. And someone has to have explained to them that free help is good.
Come on, Sarah, join us.
All right, Sarah. I can use you and your friends.
Yes! Getting good before you're too big to like. That'll keep your breeches where they should be. Plus extra breeches because I have all these... You have merchants who buy that piss, yeah? Got to be worth something. Anyway, Haven. See you there, Herald. This will be grand.
Party selection. Sarah is now a member of the party. Take a look at the cards. Each of the characters has a card here, and the designs change throughout the game. Here's Sarah's first design. Standing with her bow. Well, sure. Let's bring her out for a bit. Sarah can take a back seat for a few. Although when we end up with maybe Iron Bull, maybe we'll end up with 2 tanks and a mage, or 2 mages and a tank. I don't know what our go-to party is going to be, but for now. How you doing, Lamia? ROTC staff. What if they ever made Dragon Age 4? What do I hope they would do? What do you hope they would do? I'll tell you, I don't have any expectations or particular hopes. I don't think I do. Valuables? Where did the breeches end up? I thought the breeches actually showed up in our inventory as an item. Don't they? Else. Well, we're going back to the hinterlands. Here. Nope. What are we involved in? Hinterlands. See how much we explored, then you see some of the things we need to get to on the outskirts. You can just imagine that the hinterlands is about twice as big or more than the area we've already been to. And there are all these things that are unfinished still in the areas we've been to. You could spend quite a while in the hinterlands. Got shards and rifts and landmarks over here. After them. Sarah come leveled up. Oh. Oh, 6 points to spend. Spender points. Good. What is Sarah gonna do? Sarah really is an archer, so she's not gonna be a great party member for combat because we're gonna overlap quite a bit. Better that we have another tank or another mage. But since our other alternative right now is Varric, who's great for banter, and he's better in combat, I find, in Inquisition than he was in Dragon Age 2. But still gonna want to fill that. We don't need 2 archers in the group. We need another tank or another mage to put out barriers, something like that. Still kind of gonna build Sarah's character up a lot like the Herald. She's a jumpy little elf archer. That's her business. Leaping shot. We'll give her leaping shot right away. Rolling draw or shot from the shadows. For the Herald, I might take shot from the shadows. Leaping shot puts you in stealth. In addition to having stealth put you in stealth, and an evade which gets you out of the way, you have an attack which gets you out of the way and can put you in stealth. Although having the next attack with a damage bonus is nice, yes, is going to be important. Always. Just being extremely mobile and extremely stealthy is a great survival tactic on Nightmare, and the archer, rogue archer, assassin already has great damage out. So for Sarah, let's give her the damage. For me, I'm going to take stealth. Doesn't even have stealth. Will she use that? Give her poisoned weapons. Poison weapons that restore some health. Can switch some of those later. The upgrades can be toggled, not in combat. Anybody else need anything? 1 point. All right, we do. Got a little bit to spend. What were we up to here? Armor penetration for 6 seconds after leaving stealth. Shadow Strike, we could pick that up now. That's a big one. Launch a surprise attack on your target. If you strike an enemy that did not have you targeted, you actually regain stamina. Also does a lot of damage. I could take my leaping shot upgrade that puts me in stealth afterwards. And I just want it all. Can't have it all at once, though. But he's all good. All right, so what are we doing? We're back in the hinterlands. War table. Spent enough time. I bet that the watchtowers are complete, but we don't get credit for their completion unless we actually stop back to the war table, right?
News, sir.
I don't want your news, requisition officer. Now let's head back real quick to Haven, to the war table. I want to make sure that we can come back to the farmland and get credit for all that. Gotta pop back to Haven. Quick, read this really fast. Sad to think that there might be loading times long enough to let you read that whole thing.
I'm used to delivering children and helping old men through the winter.
What did I walk into?
It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in a city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
At least we know how to approach the mages and Templars now.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the Order somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
Meet the mages, we should find the Templars, you must choose.
Or you could stop bickering and make a decision.
I agree.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
So it'll be dangerous. I've been in danger since I walked out of the Fade.
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave...
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
Then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options.
There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Royeaux, but they have also disappeared. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
Eliana, would you take your hood off, please?
That does sound odd. I agree.
The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
And if he can't?
Then there may be more going on than we thought.
Lady Trevelyan, may I have a moment?
No, Josie, I don't want to talk. Sorry. We want to get completion for the watchtower so we can go back to the farm. Report ready. Words received. Commander Cullen, with the watchtowers built, we've had advance warning of demon and bandit attacks. The area is far safer for both the refugees and the farmers who had fled the nearby fields. Much appreciated, sir. It's good to know that the Inquisition is willing to put in the time to help these people. Red Jenny needs bees. Actually pretty cool. You can get a bee grenade out of that. Address a nobleman's concerns. Ambassador Montelier. So the Inquisition is a hollow prank, a jest to swindle the righteous. The tide of apostates and demons swells on my doorstep as you do nothing. My death will be on your head and the heads of all the other charlatans of the Inquisition, and it will leave a stain so dark the Maker himself could not remove it. Yours truly, Lord Kildar. Bard in Hightown, Varric's Revenge. Dear Liliana, your author friend is truly a mystery. Our search uncovered only a string of foreign accounts. The trail of coin led from Antiva to Tevinter to the free marches in Orlais. Someone hid their tracks well, but not well enough. Your writer is in Kirkwall. And remember, you owe me a favor. Hey. Amulet of Power, rewards received. Hey, T. Lopez, what's going on? How are you? Jenny needs bees. Let's get Red Jenny her bees. Time required, 29 minutes, 23 minutes, or 27 minutes? I do not know how someone would come to this idea, but I can see the use. It is a large area to search, however. Memo from Josephine, written on a note from Sarah. Know what ruins a party? Bees. I know a man who teaches how to jar them safe but angry. Stingy, no good for honey. Stingy, no good for honey, but great for throwing. He's somewhere south. Sarah has scribbled a jar of bees hitting someone in the face. Also, a butt. Cullen can do this the fastest. It's too large an area to cover. Bounty hunters are a simpler bet. Liliana will send her people to find the trail. Josephine says I can send runners among the bands. This weapon can help, it will be found. Cullen, get me some bees.
To work?
Ult of Andraste. Before the Fifth Blight and arrival of the hero of Ferelden, Haven was occupied by cultists who worshipped a dragon, one they believed to be Andraste reborn. Both the cultists and their dragon were long gone by the time the Chantry arrived to build a temple of sacred ashes, but there may still be undiscovered passages in the mountains containing their relics. A concerted search effort, it might be possible to unearth something useful to the Inquisition. Not available to Josephine, Liliana, this is a task best left to a few select agents knowledgeable regarding dangerous magic. I have just the ones in mind. All right, Liliana.
Let's see what we have.
Go. Alright, and turn of however. We should send a diplomatic attaché and some of the Templars who knew the Divine. Liliana would just write to him. Cullen would send an honor guard to Highever. Ernir of Highever wishes to convey our deepest sympathies on the death of Divine Justinia V. The Most Holy was incomparable in her wisdom and dedication to peace, and we had high hopes that her conclave would succeed. We will hold a vigil in Highever in remembrance of Justinia and cordially invite the Inquisition to attend. Ern Fergus Kuzland. Fergus lives. Diplomatic attaché and some Templars. That'll work.
Let us begin.
Just begin. T. Lopez, going well so far, just starting. Feels like it. I guess it's almost noon. Should probably eat something during the break, which we are coming up on here. Amulet of Power. Gain an ability point when equipped. For Varric only. So Varric equips that, then it disappears, then he gets an extra ability point. A weird way of handling that. But we equip it. It disappears, and now Varric has an extra ability point. System, isn't it? Equip an item that immediately disappears that then gives you a point. Make it a book you spend or something. Explosive shot. I wanted Varric to have explosive shot. Now we can. If the first arrow doesn't kill him, the 10th might. Each consecutive hit with a bow attack does progressively more damage to the target. Good. 4 upgrade. Explosive shot. Shrapnel from explosive shot fills the air, sets off deadly reactions that do more damage. More enemies are nearby. Damage bonus per target. 100% bonus. 4. Explosive shot now knocks back your main target several meters upon detonation. Go for the damage bonus.
only the word. Sing only the chant. Then the golden city...
Excuse me.
Krem is an
Message for the
interesting
Inquisition, but
character.
I'm having a hard time getting anyone to talk to me.
This leads into Iron Bull's recruitment mission. Krem is pretty cool. Hey, Krem.
Who are you, soldier?
Cremisius Aclasi with the Bull's Chargers Mercenary Company. We mostly work out of Orlais and Navarra. We've got word of some Tevinter mercenaries gathering out on the Storm Coast. My company commander, Iron Bull, offers the information free of charge. If you'd like to see what the Bull's Chargers can do for the Inquisition, meet us there and watch us work.
What can your Bull's Chargers offer the Inquisition?
We're loyal, we're tough, and we don't break contracts. Ask around Val Royeaux. We've got references.
What should I know about your commander?
Iron Bull. He's one of those Kunari, the big guys with the horns. He leads from the front. He pays well, and he's a lot smarter than the last bastard I worked for. Best of all, he's professional. We accept contracts with whoever makes the first real offer. You're the first time he's gone out of his way to pick a side.
Why did your commander send us this information?
Iron Bull wants to work for the Inquisition. He thinks you're doing good work.
I look forward to meeting this Iron Bull.
Oh, yeah.
We're the best you'll find. Come to the Storm Coast and you can see us in action.
I heard the Templars have withdrawn. Seems odd. I can see them breaking the Chancellor's chain.
Head back to the hinterlands from here. Iron Bull! I think we had another perk point yet, did we? We still can't get true grit, but I do want to get the lock picking upgrade also as soon as possible. We're gonna need to spend some more perk points on other things before that's available, and we need to have taken a keep before we can get true grit. Can't quite get some of the things I want yet, even if we had the perk point. Finally! Now we can tell Bronn the watchtowers have been built. And then the quartermaster, that we have helped his wife. And Bronn. It's here. Hinterlands is sort of a classic fantasy countryside. It's awesome. Beautiful.
If those refugees are going to defend themselves, they'll need real defenses. I've got a few ideas.
Like the watchtowers? They're done!
I've built watchtowers in the areas you recommended.
Nicely done. That'll give both your refugees and our farmers some warning next time trouble pays a visit. I'll speak to the Master and have weapons sent to your people at the crossroads.
Now we should be able to convince Dennett. This was Dennett. Dennett's supposed to be here. Convince Dennett. What am I missing? Dennett, wasn't he up here? Hi, Dennett.
Elena says you got
It's
rid
so
of those
dependent on
demon
our little
cursed
map
wolves.
markings that when they're not
Should be
there,
safer
it's...
for our farmers now.
Where are my
Build up
pants?
Your end of our bargain, Inquisition. You'll have my whole stable and good hands to go with it.
He has joined the Inquisition.
Farewell.
Watch yourself, Inquisition. It's ugly out there.
Solus got a level. Ice and Spirit. Is that what I'm doing with Solus? Meditation Idle Threshold. Standing still, you enter into a meditative state, restores your mana at an enhanced rate. Ball of Ice. 9. Or we could get Revival. Let's get Revival. We're going to want that more later than we need it now. Pick it up. Got a res. Still can't pick that lock. We're going to need the perk before we can pick that lock. Alright, it's about break time. What are we doing after the break? We've got the hinterlands. Quite a bit. Bandits, apostates, rifts. Map to a waterfall. Farmer's ring from the Templars. Let me go ahead and take that break right now. Figure out where we're going after that. I will see you all in a few. If you're just getting here, we've got 6 more hours today. We're going to be going for a while. Go stretch your legs and come back. And if you're taking off, have a great day. But I will be back in a few minutes. About 10 minutes. I'll see you soon. Cheers.